Everybody wants sidewalks. The trouble is, you know, somebody has to pay for them, and in city council in the city, what we have to do is come up with priorities. And there's a few other things I feel right now that are probably more important than sidewalks, but I feel someday, if Huron stays on the right track and we can build our budget and our coffers a little bit, we will be able to build some sidewalks for the residents in this community. As far as fitness is concerned, you know, we got Osborne Park, we got the various exercise gyms, the track, like we said, at Kalahari. So it's a good way to get fit and stay fit, but I think someday down the road we will get some sidewalks.
This question is direct, oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
We need safe walkways, especially on Cleveland Road and other roads that are heavily traveled. The question here is, the answer here is a strategic plan that shows you when, where, and how those sidewalks will be put in. You shouldn't be threatened with having to pay for those sidewalks. With your support, we'll develop a strategic plan that you can hold accountable and show us. And we'll show you when the sidewalks are coming in. We need sidewalks.
This question is directed to Mrs. Shearer. Then everyone else will have a chance to respond. How much have the taxpayers paid for studies, etc., on the ConAgra project, especially since we were told that we would not be putting any money toward this? What will the final cost be to the city?
I don't know that anybody ever said that there would be absolutely no cost to the development of ConAgra. And how much has gone into the study of that property at this point, I really can't tell you. Or how much it will cost by the time it's all over. At the moment, the council has voted to appropriate funds for a company to prepare an application for this Clean Ohio Fund grant. If we get it, it's $2 million, which will take care of development of ConAgra and a lot of other places besides. This is a case where you have to spend money to get money. And whatever we spend, it's going to be a good investment in the future of our city.
No money was spent to acquire this 11 acres of prime waterfront property. Since we do not have an engineering department, or one person who is an expert in developing this type of property, we spent $45,000 for a study to assist us with this development, a fraction of what a full-time engineer would have cost the city. This alone has opened doors and brought interested buyers. We are being good stewards of this property by not letting it sit there and stagnate.
I think Nancy covered that pretty well. We were given the property by the state. We knew at the time it was free property, but we would have to make an investment to get a return on the property. There are developers out there that have questions, and these studies had to be done in order to provide them with some of that information.
First of all, I don't think there's any way we know what the final cost is going to be, because we don't know when this is all going to end and when it will all take place. All I know is that through our city manager and other people, we have applied for a number of grants that hopefully will make things a lot easier for us as far as finances are concerned. And when we hear about these grants and we apply for them, hopefully they'll come through. But there's certain things that we had to do, such as find and test the soil and so on, for any kind of contaminants and whatever there might be. So I think we're going to have to wait until the very end to find out what the total final cost actually is.
Once again, we're looking at the situation where a good strategic plan would have informed the community on how we would have addressed developing that property. I disagree with some of the things that we're doing to do that. A long time ago, we got that property and we should have been looking to see what the scrap value was to help us determine how much money we had to work with. And we could have done some things without spending any more of your money possibly. From what I understand, there's quite a bit of scrap value there. Someone alluded to the article in the Hometown News today. There's more information in there about that. But I agree. But once again, the lack of a good strategic plan is leaving you in the dark. And I guarantee you, we will spend excessive amounts of money if we keep jumping from project to project. You, the taxpayers and the voters, must insist on a plan. Thank you.
I really don't have any idea how much money we've got invested, but I do not believe that it's zero. I think, I know the building or the property was given to us, but I'm sure that the city has paid somebody financial money, to do some studies or whatever. What I did was about a week ago, I contacted a company because I just wanted to know what the approximate value of that steel was over there. And these people came out, and they didn't do, these are people that do this for a living, and they came out and they said it's going to be worth anywhere between $300,000 and $500,000 with scrap metal. I, for one, would like to take all the steel out of there, and that would be our profit, the city's profit, and leave that concrete building. There's no reason to take that building down now. If I do get elected, I would fight to keep the concrete building. Thank you.
I don't know the exact appraised value of that property, but as a council, the constituents here, you folks, our community needs to manage the assets we have. It is prudent to look at our opportunities to maximize assets and resources. One of the things that we have to note that I think we'd all agree, some investment at some times hopefully has the probability, high probability of good success. That's the process that is needed when going through that decision making. When the effort was put forward to investigate and look at that asset and see how we can maximize it, there needs to be the evaluation, the assessment of the probability of realizing the return on the investment.
You've heard the word a couple times, more than twice. The word investment. The city is invested, and investment grows and makes money. We were given a piece of property that was valued at over $3 million. The city has spent, according to some numbers, somewhere in the neighborhood of $100,000 or $150,000 on the project so far. We have the ability to apply for this grant that's going to give $2 million to bring the building down and clean up the site if there are any environmental issues on the property. The scrap values is still there. We can take the scrap out, and the city can get whatever the value is for that. We have a strategic plan. I can tell you with 100% certainty, communication. That's what we're talking about here again. I'm not on council, but I've sat in different forums and different offices, and I've heard the plans. And the city is well on budget, or well on track to make money with that property.